Understanding EIPCA's federal legislative proposal. Part 7, the case for eliminating anti-democratic practices. Understanding each article in this series will provide you with the information you need to be instrumental in the success of EIPCA's proposal to Congress, which would reverse the demise of election integrity nationwide. A new bill called the MEGA Act, Make Elections Great Again, is now making its way through the legislative process in the House of Representatives. While MEGA includes most of EIPCA's proposals, there are a couple of key elements missing, elements that are vital for airtight election reform. EIPCA will enlist your assistance to ensure the missing elements are included in the MEGA Act through amendments. Please do not miss a single article in this series designed to foster your understanding of our proposal. If you do, you may access them at the link found in this article. While you are on the website, sign up to receive all future articles directly to your inbox. EIPCA's proposal includes the elimination of processes and procedures that are anti-democratic and therefore threaten each voter's right to choose those who govern through constitutionally compliant, fair, honest, and transparent elections. While the Constitution delegates to the states the privilege of determining the time, place, and manner of their elections, the Constitution and Supreme Court rulings protect the right of citizens to be unimpeded in their right to vote and have their voice heard. Those rights supersede any state's right to choose a manner that disenfranchises or suppresses any segment of the citizenry. One such manner is the top two primary or the jungle primary. Primaries are intended to be used by each political party, major or minor, to select their preferred candidate to put before all citizens in a general election. In a top two primary, the right of all voters to select the candidate that most represents their values to appear on the general election ballot disappears. The top two primary is often referred to as a jungle primary because all candidates compete with all other candidates, not just those from their own party. It is inevitable that those representing minor parties will always be defeated by those representing one of the major parties. The general election ballot selection for any partisan office will virtually always be two Democrats, two Republicans, or one of each. Therefore, voters who are not members of one of the two major parties are more likely to sit out the general election since there are no candidates reflective of their worldview. The impact is intensified when the two candidates left standing after the primary are from the same party, leaving a much larger group of voters disenfranchised and therefore less likely to vote. The top two primary is inevitably a vehicle for voter suppression. This is one of the elements of EIPCA's proposal missing from the MEGA Act. And as the bill moves forward, there must be a full court effort to include a prohibit top two amendment. Another undemocratic electoral scheme is ranked choice voting, known as RCV. The Federalist calls RCV, quote, the monster under the bed of American elections, end quote. Prohibition of RCV is included in MEGA. In an election using ranked choice voting, RCV, voters do not just mark the ballot for their preferred candidate. Instead, they are expected to rank all candidates in order of the voter's preference, number one through however number of candidates there are. Here is how it works. The counting process first counts only the first choices. If no candidate reaches a majority count, the lowest vote getter is eliminated, and the number two ranked candidate on the ballots that had ranked the loser number one are distributed to those candidates, and the numbers are retabulated. The process repeats itself round after round until a single candidate reaches 50% plus one. Anyone thinking that process through to its ultimate end will correctly conclude that the winner is usually one about whom few voters feel at all enthusiastic and is often the least popular candidate, is the one who takes office. There are so many reasons RCV should be banned. Ranked choice voting is complex and confuses large numbers of voters. Disturbing numbers of mismarked and therefore discounted ballots emerge in this system. This is disenfranchisement. Voters unwilling to go against their conscience and indicate even a low ranking for candidates they find completely undesirable will have no say in the ultimate outcome if their first choice or choices are eliminated. This is disenfranchisement. Ranked choice voting flies in the face of the one citizen, one vote imperative and violates the entire democratic process. While ranked choice voting does eliminate the need for runoff elections when no candidate achieves 50% plus one of the votes, it leaves the people with the lowest common denominator, desirable in mathematics, but anathema in a constitutional republic. Ranked choice voting is virtually unauditable, which fails to meet the federal standards of election validity and accountability. This is unconstitutional. Pre-registration of minors also falls into the anti-democratic category. California, 19 other states, and the District of Columbia allow pre-registration for teenagers as early as 16 years of age. By further expanding voter rolls to include individuals who are not eligible to vote for as many as 2 years, these states add another level of chaos to already suspect voter rolls. The policy continues to encourage the bloating of voter rolls by including individuals who cannot vote. Bloated voter rolls contribute to unlawful votes being cast and counted. Even though the birth date of pre-registered teens is supposed to trigger full registration and voting rights only when the registrant reaches the age of 18, errors do occur. EIPCA has evidence of pre-registered teens receiving voting materials, even ballots, while still underage. Many changes take place in the lives of individuals as they transition from teen to adult. By the time their voter registration becomes active on their 18th birthday, they are likely to have changed addresses, either taking up residence at or near the college or university they have selected, or moving out to live and work in the real world. If they neglect to contact the elections office to update their registration, their ballot will be sent to the wrong address and may easily reflect choices the voter is no longer entitled to make. Voters should be able to pre-register only when they will be of age by the time of the next election. This is another amendment needed to MEGA. Only Congress can eliminate the above anti-democratic processes and ensure that federal elections are fair, honest, transparent, and constitutional. We remind you to review and engage in the action steps listed in Part 4 of this series, linked here in this article, by spreading the word and encouraging people across the nation to get educated about EIPCA's proposal. Forward articles, email or text your encouragement, and post our articles on all of your social media accounts. We will be successful when enough people in every state get engaged in making sure members of Congress know these federal mandates are the will of the people. Stay tuned for the next part of this article series and write and/or call your representative soon.